What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we did indeed get the lovely Toyota GR86 here in Motorfest. It's kind of insane that it was added. I actually thought it wasn't going to be added into the game on Wednesday, but it does turn out, guys, it actually was added into the game. So if you want this thing, which I would almost guarantee everybody probably does want it, and you also can customize the car a good amount here, so there is going to be a good amount of hoods. And on top of that, though, the car is also going to have some bumpers. So for me, I did end up going with like the carbon fiber front like splitter piece there. And you'll also notice the headlights are going to be dark compared to the stock bumper. I would say a lot of the customization for this car is better than the Integra. Now, I do know this car is, newer. It's not going to be like an older type of vehicle. So it is probably going to have more customization, or at least better customization. And I feel like pretty much everybody is going to buy it. So even the bumper here having this big splitter on it with that red thing, I'm guessing that's an intake. Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to say that's what that is there. And then you can also see like the other vent near the Toyota emblem. So that does look pretty dang nice. I also like how the actual bumper does fit the car compared to sometimes when they don't. And yes, you can also have a wide body kit, which by the way does fit it. You actually see the tire fitting perfectly with that fender, which is amazing. Adding this one does add some nice canyards too, which also fit it. Gotta admit, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of these wide body, like BRZ type of GR86s. And yes, I did just say that because it is pretty much the exact same car. Same engine by Subaru and all that stuff. The bodies are different. But looking at this though, guys, I actually have seen a previous gen, I think it was a Scion FRS that had the same type of body kit. Looks really nice on the car, but we're also going to have the rims there, so I did go black with this one. We also have that one, but I would say a lot of people will pick the black one. And then you also have the other 80 rims in the game that are very ugly for that matter. Also, is it any possibility we could possibly customize or at least color the regular like manufacturer rims? Probably not going to happen, but hey, I guess we can dream here. Moving over to the caliper, I did end up going with yellow because my car is blue, would kind of fit it. And then we have the mirrors after that, so there's the stock ones. Then we have those. And then that does not fit the car very well. Let's keep the stock mirrors on there. Moving over to these skirts here, so we have the stock one. Oh, that makes the whole thing carbon. You know, that actually looks kind of dope. Ooh, that's kind of nice too. I like that. So right off the bat, if you guys are looking for like a crazy wide body kit vehicle, this thing is probably going to look nice compared to some of the other cars where you look at it and you're probably like, yeah, no. This thing actually looks really nice, guys. I'm liking it. I personally wouldn't wide body one of these, but then again, buy two of them and wide body one, keep the other one stock. I mean, hey, why not? And then moving over to the wings now, so let's check this out. We have a small like duck type of lip there. Black one. Then we have the carbon. Ooh, I like that. Then we have, oh, look at that wing. Okay. And that wing is huge. You know what's funny? Do you actually need downforce like that on a car like this? I don't know. I don't know about that, man. My voice was high there. Let's add this one to it. Kind of like that. I don't know if it's too big. I'm actually going to go with this one. Moving over to the bumper, so let's see, we have the dark tail lights. We can all agree the new Toyota GR does have a similar tail light to like the Civics. Can we all agree on that? Then we also have the dark ones. Ooh, look at these. Okay, they better have those with the dark tail lights or I might end up... There it is. There we go. Gotta add that to it. You know what's crazy? Because you can legit add an exhaust pipe or like an exhaust system on a car like this, and it would legit just be fine like that. Personally, guys, I probably wouldn't go insane with like the upgrading on one of these. I don't know why, but I probably wouldn't go insane with like the customization of the motor. Really don't feel like you actually have to do that. Ooh, look at the yellow stitching on that. That looks really nice. Add that. Nicer interior. Can't do anything to this. Look at that. Oh, it's an automatic. I feel like people might freak out. Not really like it matters in the game. I mean, you're really not looking for details. We have the car in the game. Probably the biggest thing there, but at this point though, guys, I would say everybody is probably just happy to see a GR86 in Motorfest. I was hoping they would add it, and boom, we actually got this thing. But let's go drive it and take a closer look at it. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to jump out and say it. I really do like the way the GR86 looks. Now, I do know people might end up bashing like the horsepower numbers, but let's be honest, guys. Horsepower is not everything in a vehicle. You can still have such a great time in a car even with lower horsepower. And my goodness, though, I would love to drive this one. Like, not even kidding. I would even buy this car in real life. I think they look great. Also, anybody notice that truck in the distance? That definitely does not look loaded in over there, am I right? But I do want to move over to this interior here quick here. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, look at that. So I do believe that's going to be sport mode. Do not quote me on it because I have not been in one of these cars before. I've seen some videos, but I do like the way that does look. Also, you guys notice like the G-force meter on the left also moves with going up. That's pretty dope there. Imagine being able to have the actual mini-map on the screen of your vehicle when you are driving it. I would say that's probably not going to happen, but hey, who knows, maybe in the future they may end up adding that into it. Overall though, guys, I would say right now the GR86 is pretty awesome. Alright, but without further ado though, we have to go drive this car right now and see how it does perform. So I would say right off the bat, a lot of players are probably going to drive this over the Honda Integra. Could be wrong there, I just feel like a lot of players were asking for the GR86. And we do know for some odd reason the Subaru BRZ was in the Crew 1, and with that game closing, that's, not in there anymore. So now we're going to have the GR86. Could we ever get Subaru in this game? To be honest, I wouldn't say no, and the main reason for that is technically this thing is a Subaru. It has a Subaru motor inside of it, so maybe a possibility we might see like a WRX. I would love to see like an STI or something in like Rally. That would be incredible. But nonetheless, guys, driving this car right now, I would say a lot of players are going to love it. Now, I did mention something in the Integra video that yes, it is going to be a Tier 1, so people might be a bit upset. I have to admit right now, though, let's be... I don't know who gave these people a license, but that was absolutely insane. Anyway, though, guys, I would say a lot of players are probably looking at this car like, man, why did they not put it in the Street Tier 2? To be honest, the reason why I think they did not do that is, let's be real, would you actually see this car doing 250 miles an hour? Probably not. I mean, let's be real, that's not happening. Even this car hitting 140 or something is absolutely insane. So I'm going to admit right now, my first impressions of the GR86 is I am really liking this thing. And I would almost say most players are probably going to jump into this car and go, you know what? This thing is fun to drive. Let me cruise around the island in it. I feel like that's going to be the main purpose of it. But don't get it wrong though, guys, because you can easily race this car in events. Now, I am going to be on a level 5 difficulty here, which we all do know how the AI are on level 5. For some odd reason, one of them is always like insanely quick, while the others seem to want to crash into you basically every chance they get. Almost kind of like a grand race. Kind of weird how the AI are similar to players. But nonetheless, though, driving the GR, I really do feel like players are going to love it. Not even going to lie, guys, for some odd reason, I am a big fan of this car. Seeing a few of them around where I live, I'm like, oh man, look, there's a GR. Like, every time I actually see one, I really do love it. Also, would you guys like to see the Toyota Corolla GR in the game? I also feel like that's a really cool hatchback as well. Like, they look great. Cars are going to be fast, and they're basically like a small rally car. But one thing I do like about the GR, though, is yes, these things are obviously not the fastest thing out there. I'm sure that's probably going to be the biggest complaint in, like, anything is, yeah, the GR looks good, but, like, this car is like a dog. It's not quick. Funnily enough, though, you could still have a great time on a racetrack. Like, people are legit tracking these. And I would also recommend those if you are trying to get better at driving. Maybe driving something like this and getting used to how a car like this does feel. That probably wouldn't be a terrible idea, you know what I mean? Like, drive something a little bit slower, then you'll get used to it. I would say this car's got, I think, 200 and something horsepower. Want to say like 215, around that, I think. Could be a little bit less. I do know the previous generation had like 180 something, so, that's obviously not going to be all that quick. It is going to be a naturally aspirated boxer engine, though, which, I do have a feeling boxer engines get a lot of hate. Let me know in the comments below about that. I do know a lot of people are not the biggest fans of, like, WRXs and stuff. At least for, like, them, like, blowing head gaskets to, like, the moon or something like that. But I do feel like in certain ways, though, it is going to come down to the way that the car is maintenance. And then that way, it's going to be taken care of. I would actually say you could probably get a GR to well over 100,000 miles with no issues. Now, if you are tracking this thing and, racing it, then probably not going to get crazy mileage out of it. But let's be real though, guys, a lot of people that would buy this car are probably driving it for like an actual, experience of how the car does feel. That's also probably why I would most likely get like a manual transmission. Don't get me wrong, I like automatics and I do love the technology behind them. But man, it would be so fun to actually drive a car like this around town and shift it. It is going to be plenty fast for around the city, or like, even jumping on the highway and learning how to get better with a stick. If you are not good with a manual, would it be smart to jump into like a GT350R? Yeah, probably not because you'd most likely wreck it. So why not start on something a bit smarter like the GR here, and then boom, you'd most likely have a lot more skill when driving other vehicles or getting used to that said vehicle and how that thing does handle. For the most part though, guys, the GR is going to be an amazing addition to Motorfest. I love that they added it. I really can't wait to see what else they add into it, and my goodness, that was a terrible turn there. I might have to adjust my settings a bit. But besides that, guys, the GR is pretty amazing. I guess the easiest final conclusion here is go grab the GR86. You guys are not going to regret it. Also, the last thing I did want to show in this video is if you guys are wondering, can the GR actually complete the Scene 4 event? That way you could grind that out for XP and money. And the thing is, it actually can.